Hey, you guys, welcome. Some of y'all are new to my page, so I'm Connie, and I am with Grow Your Business. I love helping you guys have a strategy for your social media, because your business and your social media need to have a strategy. So this is my podcast. It's so much fun. I get to talk with business owners, and we kind of just dive into the good, the bad, the ugly, what we wish we would have known. And really, every time we've done one of these, you guys have gotten new resources to be able to help your business. So this is Carissa. Carissa owns Change Your Finances, and we met in a coaching group. You guys get in some sort of group. Because you can really start to collaborate and get to meet some amazing people and put ideas across from each other. I love that. So Carissa, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Tell us a little bit, like, what is your business? And how did it get started? Like, how did you get on this path?
Well, thank you so much, Connie, for having me. It's been such a pleasure to have you help me with my social media. So if you guys do have questions, she's your girl. But just to be able to help share with your audience, my business is Change Your Finances, and I help women overcome money struggles and gain financial peace with a biblical perspective so that you can provide wealth for your families and impact your communities. And I started this, officially started it about 5 years ago. And how it came, you want to know how it came to be? Well, I was kind of like, what am I supposed to do with my life type of a moment.
And none of us ever have that. Never.
You know, maybe it's just me, but well, really what had started it is I have to go back even further is when we got married, my husband and I both brought debt into our marriage. I was the sole provider. And so all of it fell on me. And plus he was going to school. So I had this, in my day job, I'm an interpreter, sign language interpreter. And so I have a regular income. I'm a sole provider, have this debt that was really stressful. And I was trying to figure out this all out. And to be honest, I hated all things money and budgeting at the beginning, only because I didn't know what I was doing. And I felt like such a failure at it because I couldn't figure it out. However, in the middle of all that, I had this dream to see my husband graduate debt-free. And so I stumbled through, about God's grace, we were able to pay off our debt in about 2 years. And there was such a relief, Connie, that fell off my shoulders at that point. And I didn't realize that that would be a moment that would really literally change my life, because that had me kind of dive deep into what the Bible said about handling money. And I started learning about it and figuring out it's really not as stressful and complicated as it can seem. And so I really started figuring that out. I saw wins in my own life. And then this is really what started Change Your Finances, is I had friends and family come to me and say, how'd you pay off the debt? How'd you budget? Can you help me? And as I started helping these friends and family, I realized that I had such a unique gift. Mm-hmm. I had been there where it was stressful and it was complicated and I was crying, like all the things. And I could relate to that. But I've also been on the other side, and I was able to take something as stressful, as complicated as finances, and break it down into simple action steps that you can take that really make a difference in your finances. So that's how Change Your Finances came to be.
I love that, because I think so many times people think, I have to have this idea and I've got to have it all perfect. And I mean, really, it was what you walked through that God then used to start a business. And I think sometimes I will stop and look around. My social media is that way. I started really using it to build my essential oil business. And then it was like, well, how do you do that? How do you do that? You guys, if people are asking you how you do that, then you're sitting on a platform there that you can turn into a business. Don't give it all for free. Like that's a possible business there that you can totally do that. So I love that. I think a lot of people's stories are that way. Like you saw the problem, you fixed it, you're just a little bit ahead of where everybody else is. Like you guys, you don't have to know it all. Like literally, you just need to be a little bit ahead of other people.
Well, and I'm constantly learning still about better ways to handle money and different things. I'm in a completely different season now with my money than I was before. And so I'm still learning, but being able to be that a couple steps ahead and then just turn around and reach behind. It's not even like you're like this super guru. You can just say, hey, I just did this, and it worked. Why don't you try it? And all you have to do. And then with business, just having some strategies in place to be able to connect with them and to help them and serve them more. When they give you your credit card or debit card or whatever, and they actually purchase a product from you, you have the opportunity to change their life.
Right.
When it's free, how many times have you downloaded something or gotten something for free and I don't know, I have a whole folder on my Google Drive with all these things that I've gotten for free and I don't hardly go back into them.
Yeah, I think we all do. Like we buy some, we just get that for free and, we just don't look at it. So, yeah. And I think people take things more serious when they purchase it versus, I mean, that's just, that's the bottom line, and so you have to really get over, I don't know about you, but like I had to get over that fact of selling them to where I was serving them. So that this is my calling and this is what the gifts God has given me. And, I need to help you. So, and that's serving. That's not selling you a package or a course or, coaching or whatever. That's me really serving you. So when you're not doing your business and not working, so if y'all think like, oh, like she's got it all, y'all, she's still doing sign language still interpreting, still
doing 2 jobs here.
Yeah. So, I mean, like she's in the trenches. So, but Krista, when you're not like doing all the other stuff, what do you do for fun?
Well, I just started gardening. I have some containers. We just moved to a rental house, and so we have a yard now. So I have a container garden going, growing, and I also just started some worm composting too. So that kind of is my little happy place outside. But I love my family. We hang out. We're homebodies, so we like to stay here at home. But I also love entertaining and just interacting with people, with friends or family for dinner or parties or whatever.
Fun. What's your favorite social media channel? Like which one do you use the most for your business?
The most, well, can I say 2?
Yeah, everybody does. I need to change that question to what are your favorite channels?
So I love Facebook. Facebook has really helped me to grow a community of women who just want help with their finances, and I'm able to connect with them through Messenger or direct message, and I'm also able to connect with them. We ask questions back and forth and people chime in and I get to know them, the people who comment regularly. And so I do respond to more. I won't say every comment, because sometimes I get a post that goes like bananas and I'm like, oh my gosh, 150 comments. And like, I try and respond in between my interpreting jobs and everything. So sometimes I do lose track of them and I don't get all of them, but I do try and respond with a personal response back. And I feel like we've been able to develop a real relationship there. So that's Facebook. The one that I would say has the majority of the traffic coming to my website is Pinterest. It always has been Pinterest. I'm not the best at Pinterest strategy, but my numbers are like here and Facebook is here as far as driving traffic to my website. And that's important because that's where I have all my content to serve people. Okay. And then that's also important because that's how I can, I have stuff on my website where they can opt in to get to my email list, where I can get to know them more, I can connect with them, and I can just build that relationship and then serve them with my products that I have. So,
and just for the people listening, because that could seem overwhelming to be trying to do
Sure.
both of them, because I'm doing both of them. How many blog posts a week are you putting out on average?
Average one, but there are some weeks that I don't put up any.
Okay.
And what I have learned is, one, I have a hard time, constantly putting up a lot of a big article or whatever. And so I'm actually changing my strategy now to make it a little shorter. But you want to have consistent content, because otherwise people will forget about you. However, if you don't post every week, like I'm very guilty of a lot of times, if you're consistent with promoting the content you already have,
Right.
it doesn't make as big of a difference, because you're still showing up on Facebook, you're still showing up on Pinterest,
Yeah.
and you're still connecting with your audience.
And that's such a big tip. Like Pinterest, you guys, you can do one blog post and create 5 or 6 graphics to go with that, and then just recycle those. I mean, I have some for clients right now that, they're starting to pick up traffic. And so we like recycle it and we put it in a different board. Like the biggest thing with Pinterest, and I'm sure you've seen this too, is like, you guys, you have to know your keywords. You have to know from that search little bar, like, what are people looking for? So like, what financially are they, what are some of those topics that they're looking for? But you guys, I mean, it doesn't have to be, I know some people that have, 5 or 6 blog posts and that's it, and they're just like recycling because they're kind of new at it. I think sometimes, business owners think, oh, I have to be doing 2 blog posts and, all this stuff. And you don't have to. Like, you can literally do 1. And I love the shorter ones. I see more traffic on mine from some of the shorter ones, like 300 words or less. And I see more traffic with it than, some of the ones I'm watching to where they're like a book.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I need to change my direction to that to make it a little bit more easy to consume. And I'm in the middle of that whole process. We've just been through a whole lot of changes in my business in the last couple of months. And so that is definitely something. But I'm thinking of doing a little video with a shorter post. And then that way I can, one, put it on Pinterest, put it on Facebook, but then I can also utilize YouTube too, which that's another, YouTube and Pinterest are huge search engines.
Huge. Yeah. And the big thing with Pinterest is majority, I mean, the stats show it's women over 35 who are coming to look to purchase something. They're wanting info. They're not just like scrolling through Facebook to kill some time. They're actually looking for a solution or a service or to purchase something. But you do have to have like a WordPress site or somewhere where you can land them. Just sending them to a like it's got to be like a thing. Like you can't really send them back to Facebook or like your email. Like that just doesn't work as well. Like people want, think about what you use Pinterest for. Like I used it this morning for, pumpkin muffins. Like that's what I was looking for. So, like I don't go Google it. I go Pinterest and put it in there, and that's what I'm specifically looking for. So definitely do y'all's keyword search. Like if you need help with that, yell.
Well, and can I say a quick tip on that? I go to Pinterest and I type in, okay, we're about money and budgeting, paying off your debt and all the things. So if I have a post on paying off my debt, I type in like, what I think the post is about. And then those little bubbles on top, those are the keywords that are searched pretty often. And so I'm like, oh, paying off debt, or let me use budget because I have a better example right off the top of my head. Right. So like if I type in budget, then I see monthly budget, I see biweekly budget, I see family budget, I see budgeting tips, I see budget ideas and budget worksheets. And so then I start using all of those tags into my pins. So quick little tip, it took me a while to figure that out, but it's genius once you do have it.
It is. And a really good thing to look at is I have a Google Doc and I just go in and put those keywords in there. So I know, like, when I'm putting hashtags into Pinterest, or if I'm looking at, like, writing a blog post, I know what those keywords are. I don't have to go back in and search them. So I just put a doc that has, like, you know, a little bit of wording and, you know, the keywords and the hashtags. And so you don't have to, like, I mean, really, you guys, once you do it once, you can go in and not have to redo it and redo it. So it makes it quicker to just get it out, get it out, get it out. So, but yeah, you only have to do really one a week. Just put 5 pictures with it. Starting out, what was one piece of advice that helped your business the most?
I like to break the rules. Can I say 2 again?
5, I don't care.
Okay. I have been in business for myself, self-employed, for over 15 years, mainly with the interpreting. And so one of the best pieces of advice that I got from one of my mentors was to always put aside money for estimated taxes. And if you are willing, I have a free gift for any of your listeners to get just a couple, like 3 things that are really good for your business finances. And so putting aside money every time you get paid for estimated taxes. And a good number to start with is about 20%. And I found that I actually pay less than that, but then that is a good thing. So that's definitely saved me from having this huge tax bill in April, and because you had no idea about estimated taxes, which you actually do send in every quarter of the year. 4 times a year you send in, and then that way you don't have this huge tax bill. Because I don't know about you, but I mean, taxes are stressful enough, right? And then you get this huge tax bill because you didn't put aside money because you have your own business. I don't know if I could deal with it.
Nobody teaches that. Like, there's not a, girl, that'd be a great course. Because, I mean, there's not really, like, there's not this whole, like, okay, you want to go into business for yourself. Here's, like, the do's and don'ts and all of that. So, and every state's a little bit different, whether you have to pay state tax or, you know, I mean, I've had people ask that question, and I'm like, I'm not the tax expert. Like, you need to go find, and you guys, there are accountants that will give you, like, they'll do a free, you know, exploratory call or whatever. And even if you had to just pay them like $60, that's better than owing the IRS like thousands of dollars. Like, you know, ask them, you know, do I need a tax ID for my state? Do I need, like, what do I need to do for the state that I'm in? And really, like, get that advice, because, like she said, like, you don't want to end up, you know, Uncle Sam coming and being like, oh, good job, you made money. You owe $5,000.
Right.
You know, and you've used it all. So yeah. So what's the number 2 thing?
So this one relates to my online business, is build your email list.
Oh, preach.
I didn't know what I was doing in the online space. I've been doing it for about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. I can't remember. And when I was researching this, I did come across several people that said, build your email list. So even from day one, I've built my email list. And now, is there room for me to improve? I will be the first one to say yes. However, you need to just have something simple, just a little, like this, you know, this document that I'm going to give you guys, changeyourfinances.com/biz3, B-I-Z, number 3, and just the number 3, biz3. This is just a free little worksheet that I'm going to give you guys. It's free, and that's all you need to have up, is just something simple that you can give them a quick win, and then you get them on your email list, and then you can really build that relationship. Because I will tell you, I have, out of all my sales, I would say 97% of them are from my email list.
Yeah. And that is, y'all, please listen to her, because that is very normal. I was talking with somebody yesterday who was wanting ideas for a group, and I'm like, well, how many people do you have on your email list? And she's like, what email list? And I was like, okay, so like, hear us, you guys, because I have an email list that I'm building. She has her email list. You will sell more on email than you even will throwing them into a group. Like, hands down, every single time. Now, can you put them on a list and then ignore them? No. But you guys, that's like, okay, so if you're doing a group, like you need to be in there close to every day. If you're doing email, you can send out 1 to 2 emails a week, and it goes out to everybody, and you can kind of look at that. So yeah, if you don't have an email list, who do you use for an email provider, Carissa?
I started with MailChimp, and I switched to ActiveCampaign because they have automated
Right.
sequences, emails. So if somebody signs up, I don't have to like, oh my gosh, reply right back right away and send them whatever they ask for. It's already set up automatic. So it automatically sends it. And that's been such a lifesaver with me juggling the 2 jobs, because then I don't have to worry about it. So I use ActiveCampaign, but I have heard since I switched that MailChimp will do free up to 2,000 subscribers on your list. And they now do automation for the free.
Yay.
So
I didn't even know that. That's cool. Yeah, and you guys, automation is just like you have a sequence of emails where, like, let's say like, let me just use essential oils for an example. Like, somebody wants like the top 10 oils. Well, then I go over every oil and give them a little how-to, but it's all like maybe a video and a little bit of information, but it's all like set up. You have to go in there and type it all out, do the little sequence, but then it just automatically goes through. So if somebody comes in on Monday and subscribes to it, and somebody comes in on Wednesday, they're all getting the same info, because it's just automatically going. So it takes a little bit, I think, to set those up. And I would say to anyone, like, if that's something that you're just like, that frustrates the heck out of me, spend $40 and have somebody help you do that. Your time's way better spent doing something that makes money versus.
Well, and for that, if you're spending, there's like Fiverr and Upworks. These are companies that people put out listings of jobs that they can do, such as build out your automation for your email provider. And really, I've done that for a few things that would take me a lot of hours and time and stress to figure this out. And like, I don't have time for that. So you hire them, you give them exactly what you want on there, and they put it all together for you. So, and it's pretty inexpensive. I mean, Fiverr starts at $5. Of course, the more complicated the task is, it does go up from there. But so that's an inexpensive option. I'm all about the saving the money and getting what you need.
I love Fiverr. I've used Fiverr. So my WordPress guy is on Fiverr. Like, he goes in and does all of the things and gets it all like done, because you guys, I would spend 8 hours just trying to YouTube it and watch videos and try to figure it out. And he literally does it in 20, 30 minutes and it's all done. And he's like, okay, you're done. And I'm like, I can breathe. I can like get to the next thing. But yeah, Fiverr's amazing. I've used Upworks a couple of times. I actually like Fiverr better. So, and like you said, it starts at $5. I mean, it just depends on how much you want. Ask a lot of questions, look at the reviews. Just kind of check out the reviews, and I'll put the links to all of that in the description so you guys will know where to go with that. Okay, girl, what app on your phone do you use the most?
In general?
Social media. It can't be Facebook, Instagram, or like, give us an app that you like, you would say like, this helps my business a lot.
Well, on my phone, I would probably have to say my interpreting email, because that's how I get all my business from there. If it's not social media, as far as my online business, I don't really do a whole lot on my phone. Okay. One, because it's a little, I like to be able to see a little bit better, so I have it on my desktop. But I would just say my email.
Okay. And do you use like the Facebook page app?
I do.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely do. Because two reasons. I use the Facebook app because that's easier to post on my business page
Right.
and to respond to customer or clients, people who follow me. And I can do that on the fly.
Right.
The second reason I like the Facebook Pages app is because I don't get distracted by scrolling.
Right.
And, like I do on my own personal Facebook. And so I would rather just go in. I mean, literally right now, how I'm running my Facebook is I will be waiting for a client with my interpreting, and I get there a little bit early. And so I'm doing quick posts. I'm responding to a few people. I'm messaging a few people that have messaged me from my business page. And I do that in the cracks of time in between my other jobs. So that works really well for me. But if I was getting distracted by my own personal Facebook, I wouldn't get any of that done. So.
All right. And you guys, you just have to find those moments where you have a few extra minutes. Like, be super intentional. Like if you're not like, and I'm with you. Like that's why I love the app, because I don't get sucked into the black hole of, oh, what's somebody videoing and what's somebody doing, or let me look at this, or it's like, here's my page, here's what I need to look at. It tells you your messages, you can schedule posts. You can do all of that. So yeah, definitely. I'm with you on that one. What would you say to the woman who people come to her all the time, like for advice, and she's like, can I make this into a business or not? Like, what would you say to her?
Well, I was her. So I definitely understand that, because when people were coming to me and they're like asking for help, I'm like, I barely got my own crap together. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I did pay off my debt, but like I didn't know how I did it. And it was only in retrospect that I really started looking into it more and learning more about it. But so I would say, if you are, if people are asking you, share with what you have with the people in your own personal circle, and find out how, if this sharing this topic with them that you have gone through, you can talk about it all day. You get excited about it. You actually see that it helps them, it solves a problem, it makes their life better, makes their life easier in some way, and start using that, and then be like, you know what? Because honestly, I think you can have any business in any sort of niche or genre or anything. It's already out there. So to say like, can I make a business out of it? Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Does it take work? Yes, it does take a lot of work. But if it lights your heart up, and if you are teaching somebody about what you just went through and sharing that, and it's helping them, then yes, I think you can make a business out of it. Get the support you need. It's okay to hire out help if you don't know. It's okay to learn. I mean, we're all learning, right?
Right.
And let me also tell you this, it's okay to go a little slower, because when I started 4 years ago, I did not have a clear picture of who I was serving and what I was able to serve them with, and how I was able to serve them. And that's taken a little while, and there's been a lot of transition, and most of it's happened in the last year. And I would say now I am very clear on who I'm serving.
Yeah.
I have a vision for the future, and I know exactly what I need to do. I've gotten a lot of learning. I've gone through coaching classes. I've gone through trainings. I've asked people for help. I've hired out. So you don't have to do it on your own, but know that you can do it, because you can have a business on anything. I just want you to have the passion for it, Because if you don't have the passion for it, the nitty gritty of setting up your automation on your email, of Facebook posts, of all those things will overwhelm you and get you to the point of not being able to do it. And you don't even want to do it. If you're passionate about it and you have a vision to help somebody else, even though all of that stuff can be hard, there's resources out there and that can help you do it, but it won't be quite so overwhelming and you won't want to give up.
Yeah, and the only thing I would add to that is really listen to your people. Like if somebody's coming to you and saying like, how did you do XYZ? What, I would ask them the question, like, what are you struggling with? Go back to your Google Doc and you guys write those questions down, because that is going to end up being the things that you offer, because you're giving them those solutions. And I think that sometimes we talk more than we listen. And we need to just stop and ask those questions and say, like, what's frustrating about your finances? What would be helpful? And simply asking those questions, like, you'll get the answers to that really quickly than trying to figure it out. Yes, girl.
Jump in on that. So when I started my email list, that was one thing I did. I asked them in an email what was their biggest struggle. Now, for like 2 or 3 years, I got answers. I got people emailing me back and telling me all this. I didn't know what to do with it. But I kept it in a Google Doc, a spreadsheet. And I have now learned what to do with it.
Right.
You take it not only for advice on what I need to create for content, for a blog post or a podcast or whatever your content medium is, but you also take that language, and when you use that language in your blog post, when you use it on a Facebook Live, on a sales page,
exactly,
that connects with your audience in a way they're like, she's reading my mind. So if you're starting your email list, just, one of your first emails, hey, so glad you're here. I'd love to help you, love to be able to help you more. What is the biggest thing you're struggling with? What frustrates you the most about whatever your topic is?
Yeah.
And then as you grow in that, you'll be able to use all of that. It's like a gold mine.
Even using it for social media posts. Being able to really, if you're creating, graphics for encouragement or whatever, like, speak to where they want to be, because you guys, people purchase because they like you and they trust you and they feel like you read their mind. And so they trust you, and so if you're getting that information and putting it in a Google Doc and reusing that, you're exactly right. People will absolutely follow you to the moon and back, and want your help, so you guys, that's a golden nugget. If you didn't pick anything else up, that's a golden nugget. Looking forward to 2020, what are some goals? What are some dreams?
Well, I would love to be able to serve a lot more women, both with personal finance and also with business finance, in the fact of speaking, whether it's on a stage like online stage right here, which I'm so thankful for to have this opportunity, or in person, and just to really be able to impact a large number of these women's lives, because I know that when they're able to change their finances, their lives change. And when their lives change, their families' lives change. And then they're able to impact the community around them. And that's what I really want to see. And so the more women I can help with their finances to overcome that fear and that struggle and that stress of it, because it doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be complicated. And I've broken it down into simple steps that are easy to follow. And the women that I've helped, it's just such a transformation. They go from scared and worried about if they have enough money for groceries to being able to confidently handling their money with peace of mind. And so I just want to impact more people. Personally, I want to grow my online business a little bit more, so then I can maybe get out of my interpreting and just be home more and do things more online and be more present with my family.
Awesome. And how can they connect with you, Carissa? What's the best way for my peeps to connect with you?
Well, I'm at changeyourfinances.com. That's Change Your Finances on Instagram, on Facebook, all over the place. But if you guys want that worksheet of the 3 top things that you need to do with your business finances, go to changeyourfinances.com/biz3.
Okay. And we'll put a link to that so you guys can get that too.
But if you guys have any help, if you have any struggles about money, whether it's personal or business, and you need some direction or answers, I would be thrilled to help any of you guys watching, any of your subscribers, Connie. And just my heart is to see you guys get that confidence and that peace of mind with your finances. And so any way I can help, I would be happy to do that.
Awesome. Thank you, girl. Lots of nuggets, lots of things that people can take and run with. So thank you so much for being a part of this. And you guys will put the links so you can connect with her. If you have questions, just message her. Okay, she's amazing at answering her messenger. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here, and we'll put all the links on there.
Thank you, Connie.
You're welcome.